the one that has been instituted in our own institution. Over the past few weeks, several things transpired. In Hyderabad Central University, we witnessed grave human rights violations happening with the knowledge of the state, happening without much media attention. There was a media blackout on the HCU events. For 2 days, we know that the students in Hyderabad Central University did not have access to food, they did not have access to water, there was no electricity. The ATM cards which were issued to the students, they were blocked. They were issued by the local SBI branch. What business does the university have in blocking the ATM cards? There was no Wi-Fi. The internet for 2 days remained absent from the university. And all this happened, why? Because the students were opposing. The students were opposing the sudden re-entry of Appa Rao as the Vice Chancellor. It's extremely shameful what is happening in Hyderabad Central University. After Appa Rao and Vipin Srivastava were sent on a long leave, there was another acting Vice Chancellor in the Hyderabad Central University, but without as much as informing the acting Vice Chancellor, Appa Rao, who is accused of SC/ST Atrocities Act, he comes back. He comes back and every detail of his comeback is planned, it is scripted. At 10:20 p.m, who will call whom and who will bring in the tea and who will inform the press and who will book the room. All of this is scripted. This is extremely shameful. The way he made a re-entry and said that he would resume his duties as a Vice Chancellor, we condemn it. We condemn it in the strongest possible terms. This was a deliberate attempt. This was a deliberate attempt to target students there, to provoke students into some kind of protest and then take action on them. It was very deliberate. He says that he would want to resume his activities as Vice Chancellor. But we know that in the first place, he did not perform his duties as a Vice Chancellor. He did not perform at all what he was supposed to do as a Vice Chancellor. Had he performed his duties as a Vice Chancellor, our friend Rohit Vemula would not have to give up his life. Rohit Vemula wrote to the Vice Chancellor, pointing out the injustices that are happening with Dalit students. On the 18th of December, we know Rohit Vemula wrote a letter to the Vice Chancellor saying, asking him to allow Dalit students to commit mass euthanasia. Asking Dalit students to be allowed to hang themselves, to consume poison and kill themselves. That was the real suicide letter, which was not heeded by the Hyderabad Central University administration. That was the real suicide letter. It was not heeded, and the administration, just like our administration here, acted in the most insensitive manner. For a prolonged period, these students, they were kept out of hostels, they were kept away from public spaces, they could not even enter the dining halls, they could not hold public gatherings, they could not contest elections. This was a direct attack on political activism. It was a direct attack on Ambedkarite political activism. Just like the way in JNU, there has been a very concerted attack on left activists. And not only that, not only this, the students who are rising up to support HCU students in any part of the country, they are being targeted. They are being met with extreme violence. In Bombay, the students, first of all, I don't know if I should use the word Bombay because the Central Board of Film Certification, the Censor Board, has declared Bombay to be an illegal word. It's not supposed to be used. So in Mumbai, students belonging to various left factions, they were protesting against the human rights violations in Hyderabad Central University. And they were beaten up in the most brutal manner. They were taken to the police station, they were detained. And the people and the students who were protesting against their detention outside the police station, they were also beaten up. I am coming back from Kerala. In Calicut, I met the students in hospital who were charged with lathis, who were charged with batons in the most brutal fashion. And what were they doing? They were supporting the HCU students. And they were charged under section 153A. This is completely bizarre. They were charged under section 153A, which says that they were inciting communal sentiments. So it means that now if you support HCU students, it is equivalent to inciting communal sentiments. How exactly will someone explain to us? We have an explanation. The students in HCU, they were raising the slogans, Hindutva down, down. And we all must say Hindutva down, down. Yes, Hindutva must be down, down. But in the FIR, it was recorded as Hindustan down, down. This is extremely shameful. Since when is Hindutva equal to Hindustan? Today, these students, 17 of whom were arrested, 2 of them were in the hospital and 15 in the jail. The public prosecutor, for 2 days they could not get bail because the public prosecutor was on leave. I don't know why this, was it incidental, but I think that it was very deliberate to make sure that the students spend a few nights in jail. The public prosecutor today in the court admitted that these students were wrongfully charged with section 153A, that the police made a mistake. And these students, they have their exams coming up and they were wrongfully lodged in jail for so many days. They were beaten up, some of them are still in hospital, they are still recovering. What explains this brutality? What explains this extreme state brutality on students in HCU, on students who are supporting HCU students? If we see in Hyderabad Central University, another research scholar called Uday Banu, he was sent to the ICU. He was beaten up so brutally that he had to spend some nights in ICU, in the intensive care unit. And what was his crime? Was he raising any slogan? Was he beating up anyone just like the ABVP activists go around the country beating people? No. He was cooking food. After the university cut off the food and water supplies, after they cut off all possible means of people coming in, as we saw, Comrade Kanhaiya was stopped at the gate of the Hyderabad Central University. Not only that, not only Comrade Kanhaiya, Radhika Vemula, Rohit Vemula's mother, she was stopped from entering the HCU premises. The HCU students started sending out a message asking for food and water packets to be delivered to them. We also contacted some individuals who we knew in Hyderabad and some organizations, which are non-political organizations. They wanted to go inside with water and food packets. Even they were not allowed. But at such a time, we stood up and we said that you can cut off the water supply, you can cut off the food supply, you can cut off the ATM cards, you can cut off the electricity, you can cut off the Wi-Fi. But what you can't cut off is the solidarity and support of students across the country who will rise up in support of HCU students. And we saw this show of solidarity. We did not see it in the newspapers because it was blacked out. Apart from 1 or 2 newspapers, no other newspapers reported this. But students across the country protested. Students in Aligarh Muslim University took out a massive rally in support of the students of University of Hyderabad. Students in Jawaharlal Nehru University took out a massive rally in support of the students at HCU. We went to the MHRD and we told them, even before the full details of the situation were with us, we apprised them of the situation. We told them that Appa Rao should not continue as Vice Chancellor. We went to the National Human Rights Commission and we have recorded, we have compiled all the video testimonies that the HCU students have put out of the extreme, unimaginable police brutalities on them. We gave it to the National Human Rights Commission and we will invoke each and every constitutional authority of this country to ensure justice for these people, for the students in HCU, for Rohit Vemula. What explains the attack on these activists? What explains the extreme police brutality? It is this show of solidarity across the country that scares these people. They tried to isolate in our campus. They tried to isolate some of the students who are today we are very happy they are sitting among us here. They tried to isolate them, pit one part of the university community against another part of the university community, but we resisted it. In HCU, They tried to divide us. They tried to divide us. People are working overtime to break the unity of students at the moment. Many such agents, many such journalists, many such individuals are being sent among us to continue to put some kind of discord between the student movements. But today, as a matter of fact, despite the best efforts of this government, despite all the gag orders, the students' movement in this country stands united. The progressive students of this country stand united against this Brahminical fascist government, which we will defeat socially, politically, and in every other possible way. We will defeat them. We will defeat them. We will make sure they're defeated in the elections. We will make sure that they are defeated socially, they are put down socially. And we will make sure that in the universities, the ideological support for the right wing is finished. Not in the way, not through violence, but through our progressive politics, through our politics of decency, through our progressive stances. We will make sure that they are isolated on campuses. And friends, in this regard, we would like to make an appeal to all of you, to all the organizations, to all the individuals who are sitting here today, that tomorrow we have a march. Tomorrow we have a march from Mandi House to President's House, to the Rashtrapati Bhavan. And as we said, we will invoke all these constitutional authorities and ensure and demand justice for our friends. We appeal to you from the Student Union that please join the Joint Action Committee for Social Justice Delhi's call tomorrow for this march. Let's make this march successful and let's ensure that each and every student across the country gets justice. Today, before I hand over to the speakers, a few important announcements. Today, we have Professor Sundar Sarukkai, who will be introduced, I believe, by Professor Gopal Guru. Yes. Who will be introduced by Professor Gopal Guru. And after that, we have Professor Jagmohan, who is also the nephew of Bhagat Singh. He will speak after Professor Sundar Sarukkai. And friends, tomorrow, in view of the march, the teach-in will happen at 9 p.m. We do not want to break the continuity, so we want to appeal you to come for the teach-in tomorrow. It will happen at 9 p.m. And in the future, whatever call we give in support of HCU students, you're all requested not only to join it, but to mobilize for it and ensure that students across the country stand united and no one is isolated. They may not give them space in the newspapers, but they have both the speakers for today are here. So without taking any more time, I would request Professor Gopal Guru to introduce the speaker.